welcome back to the She Shine Show. We are joined today by Ellen Yen. Ellen is the founder of Cubicle to CEO, as well as the host of the Cubicle to CEO podcast. Ellen, welcome.
Hey, I'm so excited to be on your show, guys.
Oh, we are so pumped to have you.
Cannot wait to learn all the tips from you on marketing. But before we dive into that, can you let our viewers know a little bit about your journey, how you started, and what made you take the leap into entrepreneurship?
Absolutely. So my journey started at the end of 2017. I call myself an accidental entrepreneur because when I quit my corporate job, I had no backup plan. I had no intention of starting a business. In my mind, I was like, I'm just going to move to a new city and apply for jobs. And in the interim, while I was doing that, I actually got contacted, ironically, by a coworker of mine, someone that I had worked at that previous company with. And, they said, hey, I heard you're good at Instagram. We have these 2 local coffee stands. Would you help us get our account off the ground? And, I just leaned into that curiosity. I had no idea what I was doing, but I thought, why not? Let's go ahead and see what we can do here. And very quickly, that first, $300 project turned into another client who turned into another client. And then my business, has just continued to grow over the last 3 years.
Amazing. What an inspiring journey. I know, we wish we had more time to hear all the ins and outs, because I'm sure it was quite a roller coaster. But with, like any entrepreneurial journey, mistakes are made and things like that. When it comes to marketing, because that is what we wanted to chat with you about, speaking of mistakes, can you tell us the biggest mistake you see millennial entrepreneurs making when it comes to marketing? And then how can they fix it?
Yeah. So I consider myself a marketing minimalist. I literally have a t-shirt that says marketing minimalist. And I really am a believer that we do not have to overcomplicate our businesses so much. When millennial entrepreneurs, especially, we grew up in the age of Instagram and curated feeds and everything looking a certain way. And I think it's really created this false belief that in order to have a business or to have a legitimate presence, you need to, set up your website. You have to come up with the perfect name and have a gorgeous business card and design your logo and come up with your mission statement. And when you do all of those things, not to say that those things aren't important, but I just think you are prioritizing it in the wrong order. And so what I would challenge people to do instead is, instead of starting with that, I want you to instead get really clear and focused on who you're helping, one specific identity with one specific pain point and one specific solution that provides them with one specific result. I call it my power of one statement. And it's really, really important that that be the foundation of your business, not all those other fancy things that can come after the fact. And if you can get clear on that, really business becomes as simple as knowing what you can offer, who you're serving, telling that person about it, and sending them some way to pay you. That seems like an oversimplification, but that really is all it is. So, if you're starting and you're just being scrappy, send someone a PayPal invoice, text, throw up an IG story slide of exactly what your service offers. Do not overcomplicate things. That would be my number one piece of advice.
So good. Simple, sweetheart.
Yes, I was gonna say, we always like to say that the KISS method, keep it simple, but your method is the power of one, which I really enjoy, and I'm very excited to start implementing that within our own business. So thank you so much for sharing that. I know that's going to help a lot of business owners today on kind of reining in the squirrel brain, as we like to call it, and really figuring out what it is they're actually doing within their business. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So within our community, we frequently serve multi-passionate women or business owners.
Speaking of squirrel brain.
Yeah, squirrel brain, right? Like people who have a lot going on. Maybe they're juggling multiple jobs like myself and a business. Maybe they're like Anna Laura, they're juggling multiple businesses, right? What would be your advice on people who have a lot going on, but they may be trying to market multiple offers at once?
I think it goes back to what I just said about the power of one statement, which is that clarity sells. And that is such a key point, because I think people believe that catchy sells. Okay. Catchy is great for branding. clarity is what actually creates conversions. And so if you are selling multiple offers, I would challenge you by asking you, do you want to take the most efficient and direct path to scaling, or are you really content with being able to serve in multiple ways? And there is no right or wrong answer, right? Because business is not black and white, and only you know what you actually want out of being an entrepreneur. But if getting to, a profitable place and having that consistent cash flow is important to you, then I would say if you have not yet made your first 6 figures, I would highly advise you to just hone in on one specific offer and really work on optimizing that. And the other great ideas and projects that you have in your mind, don't feel like you're saying goodbye to them forever. You can table them for now and bring them back. And when you bring them back, you'll have, all of your lived experience from scaling that first thing to 6 figures and beyond, and all the resources and funding that come with that, all the new connections. And your relaunch of those other projects are going to be way more successful than, when you were at the beginning trying to do too many things at once.
Oh, that is so good. And I know set a lot of minds at ease.
Yes.
And a lot of squirrel brains at ease. Hand up over here. So, kind of going off of that as well, marketing on a limited budget. Because I know, if you're just starting off, maybe you don't have a whole lot of money to pour into it, and you're working toward that first 6 figures. What would be your advice there?
I think the best thing to do is to use paid traffic as a way to accelerate the growth of a product or service that is already proven. So if you are just starting out and you don't have a lot of funds, okay, awesome. You don't need to run to ads first. I would instead work on putting out an offer, whether it's a service or a product, and seeing if there's actually a demand in the market, if people actually want to buy it, what their feedback is. And once you have something that's performing and converting organically, meaning without ad spend, then you can bring in ads like adding gasoline to an already burning fire. So when you add that gasoline, your fire is going to burn bigger and brighter than ever. But as I was telling the girls earlier, if you don't have a proven existing converting offer, then if you're trying to throw gasoline on a pile of sticks, all you end up with is wet sticks, which nobody wants, right? Nobody wants that.
Such a sad picture.
It's such a sad picture. We want you guys to have big, burning, beautiful flames. And so in order to have that, you need to first build the fire. So I would start there.
Yes. And speaking from experience, wet sticks do not keep you warm. So, as my 2 cents on that.
Nor do they make great s'mores, right?
Yeah, exactly. They make the saddest s'mores, those wet sticks. Oh. So, Ellen, thank you so much for coming on and sharing everything that you did about marketing and marketing on a limited budget. And if you have multiple things going on, which I know we do. So thank you for sharing everything. Where can we connect with you?
Well, I would love for you guys to come hang out with me over on my podcast show, the Cubicle to CEO podcast. We're streaming on all major streaming platforms, and we release new episodes every Monday with inspiring female founders like Anna Laura and Alex, who are doing incredible things, and we interview them on how they built their success. So that would be the first way to connect. The second way is just shoot me a DM on Instagram at Miss Ellen Yin. I'm an open book. So any questions you have, I'm happy to share my advice with you.
Oh, thank you so much. And can you tell our viewers today, is there anything that you're currently working on that we should keep an eye out for?
I think, our main focus going into 2021 is really our membership for service-based entrepreneurs and helping those people make their first $10,000 month without a large audience or posting every day. So that continues to be our focus. But in terms of, new projects, I would say we're looking to bring a live element to our business with a paid to create challenge, meaning we're going to help you get your idea and turn it into a digital product in 3 days so that you can actually get paid to create the content for your first course or membership site.
Amazing.
Love it. Love it. You're going to get so many DMs, people wanting to know when that is going live. And so we will link everything in the show notes of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Ellen, thank you so much for sharing all of your knowledge on marketing. We know it's going to be so helpful for everyone watching today. Until the next time, everyone, we will catch you on the next episode of the She Shines Show.
Hey there, I'm Anna Laura.
And I'm Alex, and we are the founders of She Shines. So whether you are working full-time, you are a side business queen, full-time entrepreneur, or somewhere in between, we are here to support you.
Yes, and we love doing that through connection, community, and girl talk, usually with a glass of champagne in hand. And we would love to connect with you, whether it's through our She Shines Academy, through our podcast, through an event, or through our text fam. We would love to answer your questions and help support you any way that we can.
We hope to hear from you soon. Cheers, girlfriend.